So for the AP Tib Fib, we've got the 14 by 17. We are going to place it diagonal for Courtney because we need to include the knee and the ankle joint. And we couldn't do that with the IR and portrait position. So we will shield her. She's sitting on the table. They could be supine. Okay, we will have them dorsiflex their foot up, so that 90-degree angle with the lower leg. And we need to make sure that we include her ankle and her knee. So we're going to position this so that the points of the IR are underneath those two joint spaces. It's where there's the most image receptor. So if we put the point underneath her knee, and then the point is down here below her ankle, we actually have her whole foot on here, which is great. Okay, if I palpate her condyles here, I feel like I'm a little bit close, and I have a lot of room right here. So I'm actually going to move this up just a tiny bit. There you go. Okay, to me, that will help me feel better about knowing that I'm going to get this in, all on one image. Okay, 40-inch SID, right? 40 to 48. Okay, why do you think that difference is? Why is there that variance? The beam divergence.
Oh, okay.
Good job. Okay, so if we put this at 40, we're going to start there. Where do we center?
Mid.
Okay, so mid-lower leg. So knees here, ankles here. I'd say that's about midway. I'm going to open my collimation. Now, that's as wide as I can open this. It won't go any wider. So, I have her knee joint and I have her ankle joint. But let's say she was a little bit longer than this and I needed some more space. As I raise the CR up, the beam divergence helps us to capture these joint spaces if we need it. Okay, so we'll go back down to 40 because we don't need anything higher for her. Okay, so rotate your leg in for me. She's kind of relaxed, which is good. Okay, but we want her that true AP. There you go, you're good. Okay, now we'll turn our collimator box. We want it to be with the long axis of our leg, of our lower leg. Okay. What side is this? Left or right? Left. Okay. So the marker is always going to go on the lateral side of our extremities. So I've got my left marker over there. Okay, I'm going to shield her. And then what are her instructions here? Hold still. Okay, so here's something that I want you guys to notice. Do you notice that there's light on the table here?
Yes.
Here. Is it right there too?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that avoidable for this study? No.
Cut off the soft tissue.
Right, okay. So we have to have a little bit of light on the table if we use this diagonally, this IR diagonally, okay? It's acceptable, but if it's excessive, then you're not going to pass your simulation because you're over radiating. You don't need to, okay? When we look at the ankle joint, how do we know we have that on there? Yeah, look at the shadows. Good. So what we need to do is we actually need to come down here and make sure, look on your IR to make sure that the shadow of these malleoli is visible. Here's the lateral one, and then here's the medial one. So we are including her malleoli on this image, okay? We can't clip those. If we do, we have to repeat, okay? Any questions? Okay. Yeah, okay. So for the lateral, we're going to have our patient roll up onto their affected side, and we are going to keep our IR diagonal, okay? So the point of the IR for this one is going to be underneath her knee, and for this one is going to be underneath her ankle. Now, we have this much space from her medial malleoli to the corner here, and we are very, very close to her knee up there. So I'm going to push this in and bring her ankle close to the edge down here with 1 to 1.5 inches of space. And then roll down just a little bit for me. There you go. Okay. So we want the lower limb to be parallel with the IR. So, got it, Courtney?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
don't
was
fall off
just
the table.
trying to make sure I.
Don't fall off the table. Okay. So I'm gonna have you rotate just a little bit more down. There you go. Okay. We want these condyles here to be perpendicular to the IR. We don't want her heel to come up so much, so we'll find a kind of a happy medium here. There you go. You're good. It's okay. You're good. So
one's gonna go up or one's going down.
It's okay. So the marker is gonna go anterior this time. What's our SID again?
40 to 48.
40 to 48, and then where are we centering? Mid shaft. Okay. We are going to turn our collimator box again. Okay. And actually I need to come back here because I need to measure my SID. I was at 40.5, so I'm within my range. Okay. If I leave the collimation the same, am I doing okay here? Am I getting everything?
From my angle
What am I clipping, Kira?
now. The soft tissue on the posterior side.
Soft tissue here and patella anterior. So I'm gonna do a little more like that. There we go. And I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit because the reason why I'm gonna adjust this is because if you notice the light on the table, I have a lot of light here and I have no light on the table up there. So that to me is telling me that I'm not centered on my IR. So I'm gonna bring this down. That's a little better. What do you think, Zarina?
Yeah.
Good? Okay. Okay, so I've got some collimation. I'm going to collimate just a little bit more. Not this way. This way. And I'm gonna come back. Okay, so I'm pretty close here. Here's her medial malleolus. I'm too close for comfort. So I'm going to raise my SID a little bit so that I can use that beam divergence to get some light past her ankle joint here. Because remember, which one sits more posteriorly? Which malleolus? The lateral. So if we're clipping the medial, we're definitely going to clip the lateral. So raise our SID to use beam divergence a little bit better. This is much better. Okay. We need to dorsiflex her foot. Okay. Put that ankle joint in position.
Is there still an acceptable amount of light on the table?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And now we've got light on the table on the other side too. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down just a little bit. There you go. Okay. All right, so after we shield her, what are her instructions here?
Hold still.
Hold still. Okay. Any questions there?